The world is finally nearing its end, and now is the time for the Messiah to return and take control of his world once again. And though what I am saying might feel like a joke to you, it is not. And what the world is going to experience in the next few days is going to change everything. The third temple is being secretly built in Israel, and what God said in Amos 9:14 is coming to reality. God is going to bring the people of Israel back to their country and end their exile. But what if the plan of healing the earth is actually just the start of the brutal end of this world? What if the third temple is actually a trap? Stay tuned to find out. With each day passing, the prophecies have manifested themselves in reality, from the drying up of the Euphrates River to the opening of the pool of Siloam in Jerusalem after 2,000 years. And now it is the time for the rebuilding of the third temple, which will mark the return of the Messiah. The third temple, which is going to be built in Jerusalem, holds significance for Jewish people. According to popular religious beliefs, this is the center of the earth and the exact place where Abraham offered up his son Isaac, where King David purchased land, and where his son Solomon built the first temple. And this is how the story of the third temple started. Solomon's temple, also known as the first temple or the first house of the sanctum, was a temple in Jerusalem believed to have existed between the 10th and 6th centuries BCE. According to the Hebrew Bible, it was commissioned by biblical King Solomon before being destroyed during the siege of Jerusalem by King Nebuchadnezzar II of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in 587 BCE. The Hebrew Bible, specifically within the Book of Kings, includes a detailed narrative about the construction's ordering by Solomon, the second last ruler of the United Kingdom of Israel. But the importance of this holy temple is not limited to this. In addition to serving as a religious building for worship, the first temple also functioned as a place of assembly for the Israelites. And what makes the rebuilding of the third temple a very important issue is how the destruction of the predecessors of this temple was already written in the Holy Bible. The first temple's destruction and the subsequent Babylonian captivity were both events that were seen as a fulfillment of biblical prophecies and thus affected Judaic religious beliefs, precipitating the Israelites' transition from either polytheism or monolatrism to firm Jewish monotheism. After the first temple was destroyed, it was replaced by the second temple between 516 BCE and 70 CE. The second temple was also built in the same place as the third temple. Construction on the second temple began sometime after the Neo-Babylonian Empire was conquered by the Achaemenid Persian Empire. It followed a proclamation by Persian King Cyrus the Great that ended the Babylonian captivity and initiated the return to Zion. In Jewish history, the Second Temple's completion in Persian Judah marks the beginning of the Second Temple period. According to the Bible, the Second Temple was originally a relatively modest structure built by Jews who had returned from exile in Babylon under the authority of Persian-appointed governor Zerubbabel, the grandson of the second-last Judahite king Jeconiah. However, it was destroyed during the First Jewish-Roman War in 70 CE. The Roman legions, under the command of General Titus, besieged Jerusalem and eventually breached the city's defenses. After several months of fighting, the Romans captured and burned the Second Temple, resulting in its complete destruction. And as the Bible predicted, after standing for approximately 586 years, the Second Temple was also destroyed, this time by the Roman Empire during the Roman siege of Jerusalem in 70 CE. After the Second Temple's destruction, the area underwent various changes under different rulers, including the Byzantines, Muslims, and Crusaders. In the early 7th century, after the Islamic conquest of Jerusalem, a Muslim shrine known as the Dome of the Rock was constructed on the Temple Mount, which is the site where the Second Temple once stood. And that's how, with its religious importance now, ancient biblical Mount Moriah is Jerusalem's most recognizable landscape. To the Jews it is called the Temple Mount, and to Muslims it is the Noble Sanctuary. After knowing the violent history of the first two temples, you might ask, what is the need of the third temple now? The third temple holds a special place in the heart of Jewish people, specifically Orthodox Jewish people. The idea of rebuilding this temple is associated with Messianic beliefs. The beliefs vary among different Jewish dominations. Some believe that the rebuilding of the Third Temple will be an indication that Jesus will come once again, while others believe that the Third Temple will be built by Jesus himself. But while these are the Jewish beliefs, Christians like to keep things simple. According to them, the Messiah has already appeared as Jesus Christ, and the only time Jesus Christ will return will be to end this evil world. And as a result, these differing views have caused turmoil in Israel. Many religious Jews do not support this idea because they have changed their way of thinking and have adopted a spiritualized way of thinking, which sets aside hope in a literal fulfillment of the biblical prophecies regarding a future temple. But on the other hand, Jewish activists for decades have been leading efforts to change the status quo as a matter of religious freedom by demanding, if Muslims can pray there, why not Jews? For many Jews, the rebuilding of the Third Temple is seen as a fulfillment of biblical prophecies, especially in books like Ezekiel and Isaiah. To the Jewish community, the return of Messiah and the start of the Messianic era hold great hope and promise. It is also worth noting that the First and Second Temples were central institutions in ancient Jewish life, serving as the religious, cultural, and political heart of the Jewish people. And this desire of rebuilding the Third Temple reflects a longing to reconnect with their rich history, culture, and tradition. Rebuilding the Third Temple is also a way for them to reconnect with God after a long exile. The Third Temple, if built, will be the holiest place for the Jewish community, which, they believe, will re-establish a physical space for direct communication with God. And the excitement for rebuilding the Third Temple is evident among the people who support the idea of the return of Messiah. Rabbi CHAIM RICHMAN, director of the Temple Institute, which has produced all the ritual vessels necessary for the function of the temple and works to train priests for this future work, says there is a connection between the need for a new level of spiritual attainment and the rebuilding of the temple. The Shekinah is brought about only through the temple. In terms of our mission as a people, we cannot in any way reach our spiritual status without the temple. And for years, the Temple Institute in Jerusalem has played a prominent role in this movement by preparing the implements and materials needed for a third temple. The Temple Institute has also made several items to be used in the third temple. Year by year, the Temple Institute has done each and everything to build a third temple. In 2015, they completed an altar needed to restart sacrifices and performed a reenactment of the Passover sacrifice. In 2017, they performed a sacrifice near the Temple Mount, a controversial act that resulted in some being arrested. In 2018, they were permitted to perform a reenactment of the Passover sacrifice at the foot of the Temple Mount. But the Temple Institute made it clear that they are not going to step back no matter how difficult it is to rebuild the third temple. The requirement comes from Numbers 19:2-10, where God commanded a sacrifice of this special heifer, whose ashes would be used for the water of purification, necessary to purify the priests before they could offer sacrifices. Other active members of this protest are the Temple Mount and Eretz Yisrael. The most controversial part of this plan is the location of the temple. The place where Solomon's temple was built was a leveled area of approximately 36 acres on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem. However, the idea of the third temple has been opposed by Muslims due to the existence of the Dome of the Rock, which was built by the UMAYYAD Caliphate on top of the site of Solomon's temple and the Second Temple. As a consequence of the clashes of religious beliefs, tensions between Jews and Muslims over the Temple Mount have carried over politically as one of the major flashpoints of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the area has likewise been a subject of significant debate in the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Muslims regard the site as the third holiest in Islam, after Mecca and Medina. Al-Aqsa is the name given to the whole compound and is home to two Muslim holy places, the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, also known as the Qibli Mosque, which was built in the 8th century AD. And even if, in a hypothetical situation, the Jews can establish their point that the third temple should be built there, challenges remain the same. One of the biggest challenges is who will build the third temple. When discussing the question of rebuilding the temple, it is important to keep in mind that, in general, this mitzvah, which is a Hebrew term that translates to commandment or good deed, is not an individual obligation, like the mitzvot of TEFILLIN or SHABBAT. Rather, it is a communal obligation, which means that it will be important to unite a large number of Jewish people. A fact that many Jews are aware of is that the obligation to rebuild the temple may apply only when the majority of the Jewish nation resides in Israel, which currently is not the case. In addition, it may apply only when there is a Jewish king or prophet, which is also not possible as of today. Another problem is that even if the exact location and dimensions of the third temple are identified, who will go there? It is forbidden to enter the temple area in a state of ritual impurity, and the only way to become ritually pure is with the ashes of a red heifer, which presents its own set of challenges. So, will the third temple be rebuilt? How the temple will ultimately get rebuilt is a topic that still requires deep analysis and discussion, which makes sure that no one is harmed during the whole process. Maimonides, a renowned Jewish philosopher, says that the temple will be built by Messiah himself, and in fact, its construction will be one of the signs that he is indeed the Messiah. One of the Messiah's first orders of business will be to use his spirit of prophecy to discern who is a priest, as well as the tribal affiliation of each Israelite. Additionally, we will have the ashes of the red heifer to purify those who are impure. On the other hand, many people argue that in the Messianic era, the temple will descend ready-built from heaven. How views differ from person to person is not a concern right now. What truly matters is that we are nearing the end of the earth, and it's the time for the Messiah to return. How or when the third temple will be built might be an issue, but the fact remains unchanged that it'll be built.